Everyone right now is telling you to use AI to handle calls, handle texts, whatever else it is in your clinic. But I think that is completely wrong. And let me just give you some stats. 80% versus 17%. Same clinic, same ad, same leads, except a huge discrepancy in booking rate. So why is everyone telling you to use AI to do all these leads, handle all these leads, whatever else it is? They'll contact them 24/7 and things like that. Because I think that is dead wrong. Let me explain why. But first, let's go and get some coffee. Yeah, at least it's sorted.
Exactly.
Thanks, mate.
All right, see you later.
Got the coffee? So if you don't know me, my name's Elliot. I'm a former marketing manager in several successful multi-million-dollar clinics. Now show clinics all across the world how to use AI the right way and to fill their books. And in this video, I'm going to show you why you should stop using AI to handle all of your calls and your texts, and show you the right way to be using AI, which will save you a bunch of time and, crucially, a whole load of money off your bottom line. So if you want my help implementing any of this, just go to the link below. You can get a 7-second way in which we get patients. It's probably the easiest way in which you can get patients right now. Click the link below in the description and you can get started. See, there's a common belief that the real issue that people have is speed to lead. That they're going to get all these leads in from social media, Google, wherever it is, screenings, whatever. And it's the speed in which you can get hold of that lead determines if they book or not. And yes, that is a massive factor in it, and you will probably see this in the clinic, is that the quicker you can get hold of the leads, the more likely they are to pick up, the more likely they are to book. Because you probably experience this yourself, that if you can get hold of a lead, the likelihood that you book them increases massively. There's a key understanding that we need to know below that as well. So it is not the thing, it's a symptom of the thing. The real issue is something deeper, and that's what we need to diagnose. Much like you do in your clinic. Most people are just putting a band-aid over the symptom, but that is not fixing the issue. Let me explain this. So if your mum or your best friend, if you've got a good relationship with your mum, hopefully you do, but if they were to text you, or if you missed a call from them, you would see you'd missed a call or a text from them, and you would text or call back. That's a relationship. That's what works, right? So when you call a lead or text a lead, and they don't call back, they've seen it, they've read it, they've chose not to respond to you. They have made a conscious decision. Whereas if your friend or your mum texts you, you don't text back, that's a conscious decision. Most of the time you do text back because, crucially, it is a trusted source. That's the whole premise of this. So therefore, the actual problem that we are trying to solve by using AI is that no one trusts you or knows that you exist. You have just popped up on their social media as an example, and you are disturbing their life. Plain as day. That's what it is. Like, we can't beat around the bush. That is what is happening. Whereas, if your mum was to text you, you would text back. That's it. So ultimately, the real issue that we need to solve is building trust so people know about you, and or people know about you. That's it. So if we can solve that, speed to lead doesn't matter as much because we know people would text you back. So one of the clinics that we work with, they were using this, they were using AI, and let me show you. So when a human speaks to a lead, they book 80% of all the leads booked from a human, okay? When when a bot calls the lead and books someone in, it books just 17% of the leads that it speaks to or interacts with. That is a massive discrepancy. Now, the argument goes that this is only used when no one is around. So during lunch breaks, out of hours, things like that. So yes, we could save those 17%, those people, they are getting booked when really no one would have really got hold of them. But again, if we bring it back a step, if my mum was to call me at 9 o'clock at night, I'm in bed. I've got 2 young children. I'm in bed. I'm telling you. So I wouldn't call back until the next day, but I would call back. That's the crucial thing. So if somebody sees a missed call from or text from your clinic and they don't call back, it's just because they don't trust you. So let's actually look at that. Let's say a lead comes in. So they are a stranger. You need to be seen as a trusted expert, especially in healthcare, because people are trusting you with their health. So there is a gap between you and stranger, and this is the gap that we need to fill right now. And if we want to bridge this gap from stranger to trusted expert, there are some key things down either side which helps bridge and makes this much smaller and shorter. And every action you take as a business, that stranger, that lead, is justifying whether you are a trusted expert or not, whether they should bridge that gap to come closer to you. Now, there are many things that will work for and against you to shorten that time frame. But what most clinic owners are looking at this from what these gurus and agencies are saying is that they are trying to bridge that gap in the wrong way. They are trying for you to compress that gap by doing speed to lead and things like that. But ultimately, we want the stranger, the lead, to be in charge, to bridge that gap. But we can control how much they do this as well. But by decreasing the time which someone actually gets hold of someone, being an AI bot calling this stranger, then this actually has a negative effect on this gap. Because what happens when a bot calls you? There are some key things that happen because people they know when a bot is calling. So for example, when a bot calls and it's or texts and it's in the first 30 seconds of them putting in their details, then people know straight away because an AI bot executes a script and very rarely deviates from that script. However, when I first had my local business, I would do this. So yes, speed to lead is really, really important. But crucially, this was back in the day before AI and anything like that. When I called someone, I would call and they'd be like, wow, that was quick. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I've had my caffeine today. I'm super pumped up. Anyway, Jan, I see that you want to come in. Like, because I had that natural thing. But a bot would not do that. It does not have the tonalities and pacing and stuff like an actual human does as well. And same with a text. And there's a crucial thing that you can do with a text which will make a huge difference, but we'll save that for another video. And the key difference between this is that AI will follow a script, a human actually has an interaction and therefore builds trust. The other thing with all of this, and it always reminds me of what David Ogilvy, one of the greatest advertisers of all time, always used to say, the customer is not stupid, they are your wife. So with this, the customer is not stupid. They know if it's a bot or if it's AI doing all the call handling and the text. They can sniff it a mile away and people are really heightened to it right now because it's everywhere. Like people are seeing AI and AI is going to take your jobs and stuff like that. They see that all the time. So then if someone gets a text or call from AI, what does this signal to them, the stranger, that this is a volume business and not one that cares? So therefore, within healthcare, would they put more trust or less trust within you if they see that this is just about volume rather than you actually caring? And yes, we've got to take into account that you're going to get more leads. You can't call all of the leads and things like that as well. But therefore, if we can get less leads where your likelihood is that you're going to convert more of them, everyone wins. Let me just tell you a quick story of this. So I was in the car garage the other week, a couple months back, and I was getting the tyres changed on my car. And I was just sat in the waiting area and there was this old boy sat in there waiting as well. And you know what they're like when they answer their phone? It's always really loud. So I could hear everything that he was saying. I could hear the bloke on the other side. And then they were just having a conversation. Then all of a sudden the bloke just goes, border collie. And I just completely out of the blue. It was really random. So I could hear the other guy on the end of the phone. And he was like, sorry. And he was like, I was just checking you're not some AI bot. I'm getting loads of these calls at the moment. That was a massive light bulb for me. It's like, People are so heightened to this, they don't want these AI cool bots and stuff. Especially in healthcare, where people are putting their trust in you to solve a real life pain. Real life, not the pain of like, my internet is down, I can't scroll on Facebook. They actually have a physical and can lead to mental pain. Like that is truth. We cannot beat around the bush with that. Because I think AI call handling and text and stuff does have a place for businesses which aren't as in person. They are not as human interaction. But you own a local brick and mortar business. People in your local area want to come and see you as a practitioner, or one of your practitioners if you've got associates and so on and so forth. So therefore, we cannot remove the human element. Otherwise, you may as well become one of these big chains, and you may want to be like that. You may want to be like, have this huge empire of all these different clinics across the country, or like what we have in the UK, we've got the NHS, which is just, we've got huge volumes of people going in to see a physio every single day that they just can't keep up. But within your clinic, I'm sure you put that you are a trusted human person in there. Like, this is one of your key aspects, because I see it in clinics all the time, that they put that it's their community, the people they're actually coming in to see is one of the things that separates you. So therefore, by looking at this speed to lead, we are solving the wrong problem, because people will not build trust with you because they will see you as a volume business and think that you don't care about them. And ultimately, speed to lead solves nothing if they don't want to hear from you in the first place. You are just gonna piss them off. So where does AI actually belong in your clinic? Because believe me, I'm a big fan of AI, and I use it a lot in my business, and I use it a lot with my clinics that I work with. So let's have a look. So we know we need to bridge that gap. The way in which we're going to bridge that gap is with AI and in the invisible infrastructure. This is where you'll save a bunch of money. So we know that we need to build trust. We need to bridge that gap between a stranger to you as a trusted expert. The way in which we're going to do that is by building trust. The way in which we can build trust is to use AI as the invisible infrastructure, not the speed to lead, texting, things like that, all this junk. Instead, you can do it to write copy for your website. You can do it to write new blogs. You can do it to come up with social media ideas. You can do it with these things where people are going to be able to interact with you and therefore build trust through a journey, through a process that they make or you make, so you can take them on that journey. So then that bridges the gap. So how do we do that? Well, there's a bunch of different tools out there right now which will allow you to get rid of your agencies that you are probably working with right now. Let me show you a couple of them. So SEO wise, let's look at that, because this is what a lot of people do, but we also need to think of this as AIEO, being artificial intelligence engine optimization, because people are using ChatGPT, Claude to search for things as well. So the way in which we can do that is to use tools such as like Uber Suggest. Uber Suggest is created by Neil Patel. Neil Patel is a phenomenal marketer. He's got an incredible name in the marketing world. It is amazing. I have done a lot of trainings on this as well. With this will create, it will look at your website, it will be able to create blogs, it will be able to find keywords that you are lacking, it will do keyword research for you, and it will write the blogs for you. Therefore, you don't need to have an SEO agency doing all these different things. You can do this, and I think it's $20. I think it's $20 a month. That will save you, maybe you're spending $700 right now on an SEO agency. You can just get rid of that and let's put that to $20 a month with this. Really quick, really simple to do. The next one, let's say you've got a web developer, maybe part of the same package, but let's say they are building a website and they're managing it for you and things like that. And let's say it's $12,000 a year. So let's just do it as $1,000 a month. But we've got things such as Claude Code, absolutely phenomenal. Or things such as Lovable. So I've done many landing pages. I've built my website on Lovable. My landing pages are on Claude Code. You can do this and it'll maybe take you a weekend. You can just pull everything that you want onto there. Crucially, you can make these changes very, very quickly. You know what it's like when you've got a web agency. It's slow, you have to go through all these different channels, blah, 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 all these different things. So you can make these changes very quick. So Claude Code, if you want to see one of my landing pages, go on join.clinicmarketingcompany.com, all built on Claude Code. If you want to see my website, it was built on Lovable, clinicmarketingcompany.com. Claude Code for this landing page doesn't cost me anything. Lovable cost me, I think, $12 a month. Super easy. So we can get rid of that $1,000 and we can make this $12 a month. And then let's look at your maybe ad agency who are maybe doing your socials as well. Now, you may see my stuff about advertising agencies. I'm very big against them. So don't use one, but maybe you're using one right now, and I'm sorry to say it's probably costing you $2,000 or more per month. Whereas we want to save you some money. So you can use Claude, which is really hot right now. You can use Claude, and I use Claude Code because I put everything in. It knows me, it knows my business. So then I put everything into here. So then when we look at this, I can say to it, create some different hooks, give me some social media topics, use all of this on what you know about my business, what is working right now, look at previous winners and things like that, and it will create the hooks and the stuff for you to test in that. So Claude, it costs me, I think, $99 a month. So let's just call it $100 a month for all of this built into one system. That's it. It's really simple process which you can go through. So that will save you $2,000 per month. So ultimately you were maybe paying $3,700 per month previously on agencies. But right now you can then drop that to $100, $120, $132 per month, and it will give you the same, if not better, output than what we were having with an agency. Now, this is the crucial part which a lot of people miss. What do you do? I'm not saying that you need to just put that $2,700, $3,700, whatever you save, into your pocket straight away. I'm saying let's grow your business and let's put that towards something better. And what is better? Because you could use that $3,700 and essentially hire 2 part-time or 1 full-time person who's going to take all of this on for you. They can then write the blogs using AI because it's a simple tool. They can then come up with the hooks for your social media and create the content. So you're actually employing someone who's going to be beneficial to your business, who's then you've got more control over and help with for doing anything, in-clinic promos and stuff as well. So remove the agencies, use AI and hire 1 great person in your clinic. They become an asset. And you can actually make this happen really fast. Like, I will show you how we added 212 pre-booked patients for open a day in our brand new clinic if you just click here. And if you want my help implementing all of this, just go to the description below and I'll show you how you can get started implementing this in our Clinic Marketing OS.